Hello everybody, this is Dowster, and I'm back with another video. I'm actually here to do a different kind of video that's more of a conversation than just regular, but I wanted to do this video because 2022 is about to end. This year has been a very insane and chaotic year. I've had some very big losses that made me angry, bitter, sad, but I also had some great things that cannot be overlooked. I am close to 100 subscribers. As of today, I have 87. And this year, I also got a better job. The job is a lot of work though, but it's not as overwhelming and strict as the previous one. I got to go to places and do things that I have never done before or attempted. I dragged myself to Long Beach even though I said I would never, ever go back due to meeting that musician in 2018, the first one. I have an article written about me in SD Voyager that talks about my photography and my book, which is still available on Amazon in case you still want to buy it, by the way. I'll put the links below. I have also done 3 movie reviews so far this year, and I really enjoyed doing that. I released another movie review not related to Marvel finally, and it did a lot better than I thought. So thank you, Whitney Houston. Not only that, but I also got to show you some fun holiday decorations and go to Splash Mountain for the first and possibly last time at Disneyland. And the reason why is because they're planning to change the ride due to what the Splash Mountain ride was originally about, which is a movie called Song of the South that Disney has tried to sweep under the rug, but I mean, it's just a movie. Like, I mean, yeah, it was a part of history because of what happened, but there was a lot of good songs in there, and I did like the actor. I thought he did a pretty good job in that movie. So I heard that Disneyland is closing down the ride. And I know the Florida one's about to close soon. The Anaheim one, not yet, but it will change into a Tiana ride from The Princess and the Frog movie, in case you don't know who Tiana is. I really put myself out there this year and showed you how beautiful life is, and yeah, it is hard, but at the end of the day, it's worth trying and recording those beautiful happy moments. I was shocked when my Halloween video that I did for you guys on Halloween Day got so many views in such a short amount of time. Right now, it's at 2,600 views, which is a lot for any video I have done so far. I've also released a new series towards the end of the year called Almost Gone or Rebuild, which has been doing okay. At least it has some views. It's mostly just about me mentioning previous stores, malls that I hope to do more later on in 2023, because I feel like it's important that we talk about like the malls and how people unfortunately lost their jobs and why it's a big deal for us and why it's such a memory, like very nostalgic and and it's a nice way to remember some good memories at that time. I had to search many sources for it to make it factual with a little bit of history but fun at the same time. I'm not going to lie, I get really scared riding roller coasters and going to places where it reminds me of people who I don't like. Yet I still did it for you guys for the video. It was a challenge, but I'm glad to be able to move forward with this channel. I may not have 1,000,000 subscribers, but to me, I'm grateful for my subscribers who took the time to watch my channel anytime and like or comment. You're the reason why I keep making these videos and do what I can to make the content better or interesting. It's also why my channel has the Keeps Vlogging in it, because I keep blogging about anything, decorations, abandonings, movie reviews, and hopefully story time about my life. Some good things though. Maybe some bad, but oh well. I do have some new content I have yet to do for this channel and will strive for new types of videos for next year. What started out as a side gig turned into a lot more. I can't wait for what 2023 brings, and I plan to do more different things and go to different places as the time goes by. 2022 honestly was It was a pretty rough year. If you watch my previous video of that long video that's an hour and I think 24 minutes, I know it's really long. It's been a really rough time, and I'm gonna do my best to move on forward and try to be a better person for myself and my family, and just try to be nicer to people, but also keep my guard up, because there are some people that will use you for whatever reasons they want. But I also wanted to dedicate the video to the people who died this year. I know a lot of people die, and that's a part of life, but it's still really sad, and you just want to hold on to the memories and to their that they were here. But I'm gonna go from the beginning to the end. I did get this from the New York Times, so I'm just gonna name the people that I know and familiar with and are interested in their work. So if you don't hear like a celebrity, just let me know. So I want to dedicate this video to Sidney Poitier. He was one of Hollywood's first black matinee idol. This is from the NewYorkTimes.com. And he's done a lot of really great movies, and he seems to do a lot of great performances in each work project that he has done. I also want to remember Scott Hall. He was a WWE wrestler. I grew up watching WWE when I was younger. Bob Saget from Full House. Not gonna lie, he was a really funny guy, but I don't know much about Bob Saget or his past, but he was a really nice guy. He seemed like a really nice guy. One of my English teachers from sophomore year actually worked on set of Full House, and she said that Bob Saget talks a lot of smack about his cast members. And Ronnie Spector, who is from the Ronettes, she sang that one song, Be My Baby, which is probably one of my favorite songs that I listened to, and I was feeling in the beginning of the year, actually, until, that whole thing. Meatloaf, I would do anything for love. I'll just go one by one. He sang that song, by the way. Okay, so this isn't like I don't know this person, but I think this is a really good person to say and to remember, because it is kind of a part of history, especially black history. Autherine Lucy Foster, first black student at the University of Alabama. And we all know Alabama's not so friendly. William Hurt, who a lot of you know as Thunderbolt Ross from the Marvel movies, who unfortunately is going to be replaced by another person, most likely Harrison Ford, but no hate to Harrison Ford. But Emilio Delgado, he was a part of Sesame Street. He played Luis for 4 decades. Sheesh, that's a long time. Naomi Judd, who's a country singer. I really feel bad when I found out that she took her own life. I know I'm not a fan of country right now, especially right now, but it's still really sad. Taylor Hawkins from the Foo Fighters. I actually do listen to the Foo Fighters. That same day that he died, and that's where I went to Irvine to see that performance. But yeah, it's pretty sad. I love the Foo Fighters. Probably one of my favorite songs of them is My Hero and The Defender. The Defender is actually one of my favorite songs from the Kazuki Takahashi. If you don't know who Kazuki Takahashi is, he's the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh! Definitely one of my favorite anime shows growing up. And actually, interesting fact, it was actually one of the first shows that we watched when we first moved to these apartments in 2003. So really sad. And yeah, he will not be forgotten. I grew up watching Yu-Gi-Oh! As a kid. I really loved that show, but as a girl, it was kind of embarrassing because not a lot of girls watched Yu-Gi-Oh! But I really loved the old Yu-Gi-Oh! Nichelle Nichols. Sorry if I mispronounced it. I actually know about her because I heard on the news that something about her relationship, that it wasn't doing good and she was being hurt by it, and I feel really bad for her. But and she was in the Star Trek show, and I felt really bad. She seemed like a really nice lady from what I heard, and she was also kind of a black actress as well, and I think she kind of like changed history, in my opinion, of helping make black women more notable. And she did a lot of conventions too. Olivia Newton-John, one of my best friends who I haven't talked to in a while, since October 2021. He loves the movie Grease, and I had a coworker, and she's like a audiology assistant. from my former job, and she loved Grease too. And when I found out Olivia Newton-John died, I felt really bad, and I was thinking about them. So yeah, I remember my aunt gave us the DVD of the second one, but I used to have this Care Bear, and it would sing that song "Let's Get Physical" by Olivia Newton-John, but it didn't have Olivia's voice. It was like the Care Bear reciting with the song. Coolio, who made that one popular song "Gangsta's Paradise," really good song by the way. I don't know what happened, but he seemed like a really nice guy too. And Louis Fletcher. I actually watched that movie One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest with Brad Dourif, who plays Chucky, and Jack Nicholson, who plays the Joker in that Batman movie. She was a really rough nurse. I think they made a show of it, Ratchet, but I don't know if it's based on the movie. I thought she did a pretty good job on the movie. She looked really mean. She kind of looked like one of those teachers in those mean teachers at school. Loretta Lynn. I don't know much about her other than the fact that she did country, but she seemed like a really cool person as well. And I heard her music is pretty inspiring. I've heard some of her songs. Kevin Locke, I don't know much about him other than the fact that he was a Lakota dancer. So I just wanted to put it out there because he's part of the indigenous community. I respect the indigenous people. I really like their culture. Angela Lansbury. She sang that one Christmas song. I can't remember what it was, but she was also the teapot from Beauty and the Beast. Also the lady who played Ursula in The Little Mermaid, she had passed away too. I mean, everyone knows Ursula. She's one of the biggest Disney villains of all time. There was actually a part where she was in the Halloween videos that I did of Disneyland this year, in case you want to watch it. Takeoff. I don't listen to Migos, but my brothers do, and when I found out Takeoff died and, there was all over the news, it was pretty sad. I really hate when rappers get killed so unexpectedly. It's really sad. I mean, you would think by now they would stop with Biggie and Tupac, but it just keeps getting worse and worse. I wish there was something that could be done with the whole, rap community. It's just really sad. But Takeoff he seemed like a good artist. Really sad that he died so young, 28. That's way too young. Christine McVie or Christine McVie. I'm sorry if I mispronounce it. I'm really sorry. I also love Fleetwood Mac too. I listened to their songs. Go Your Own Way. Landslide. That's my favorite one. Tell Me Lies. That's actually the one that she sings. Christine sang that song. Tell Me Lies. Tell Me Sweet Little Lies. That song has been my soundtrack this year, actually, because of what happened in July. I've been thinking about that song a lot lately because of, what happened in the end of July with that guy. But rest in peace, Christine. One of my favorite bands is Fleetwood Mac as well. I really like their music, really inspiring band. I actually went to go see them, but I left early because I just wasn't feeling right. It was a cover band. It wasn't really them. It was at the House of Blues in Anaheim. Pelé, the soccer player, one of my brothers was really sad when he died. Isn't Pelé the one that invented soccer? I know he has a big... I remember when I was little, there used to be like these textbooks in elementary where you would read like little stories, and I remember they did a little story about Pelé and how he like changed the way the soccer game was, and he paved the way for a lot of soccer players, especially this year with Messi. If you guys know, Argentina won this year. Barbara Walters, who, not gonna lie, she is kind of influential. Like, she was one of the first women to really like pave the way for a lot of other women to speak out and talk about news and really interact more with people. Yeah, one of the first TV newswomen. And I'm not sure exactly. Benedict XVI. I don't know what that number is, but there's been so many popes. He just died today, unfortunately. But yeah, I just wanted to bring this because, it's always important to remember the people who die and leave behind a good legacy in order to do better. But 2022 may have not been a fun year, but it turned out to be okay, and I'm grateful to be alive and keep going. Thank you guys for all the fun memories, and I hope 2023 brings some peace and exciting adventures. Happy 2023, guys, and God bless you all. Or have a great, awesome year.